record, and what do we do? And since when are unions the end-all and be-all of worker struggles, especially within capitalism, when we know that labor and capital, they are compromised on the backs of workers? So, any thoughts, questions? If any of you want to also respond to whatever resonated with you, with what we both shared, please let us know. And you can use the microphone.
Bueno, el tema de la organización de los no sindicalizados enfrenta primero un modelo económico que busca un trabajo precario, un trabajo no organizado y segmentado.
The model that we're facing is looking for precarious labor, it's looking to increase precarious labor and to make people more vulnerable and to reduce the cost of labor.
En el sector salud, como en muchos lugares, hay los trabajadores sindicalizados, en mis sindicatos con 150,000 trabajadores sindicalizados y 90,000 que no están sindicalizados.
In Mexico, we have a situation where about 150,000 workers in the health sector are unionized and 90,000 are not unionized.
El primer reto que tenemos es la competencia. Los trabajadores sindicalizados piensan que el trabajador no sindicalizado les va a quitar derechos o beneficios, y los trabajadores no sindicalizados, que son trabajadores precarios, reclaman que los sindicalizados tienen mejores condiciones.
The challenge for us is the sense of competition between the unionized and the non-unionized. The unionized workers are always afraid that the ununionized workers will work for less and therefore will take away their jobs and challenge them, whereas the non-unionized workers are somewhat resentful because they have precarious employment and don't have the benefits that the unionized workers have.
Ahí pasar de la competencia a la colaboración y a la solidaridad tiene que ver con la construcción del pensamiento del derecho a un trabajo digno y al derecho a organizarse.
In order to move from a competitive model to a collaborative model, we have to build an awareness of the right to decent work. And the right to free association.
Esto en cada país tiene una característica distinta porque necesitamos que desde la legislación se obligue a los patrones a respetar el derecho a un trabajo en el caso de México constitucional, o los derechos laborales que se establecen que no se respetan con los no sindicalizados.
Every country is obviously different. Every country has different legislation. In Mexico, we try to demand the respect for the enforcement of the right to decent work and the right to association, free association.
Otro tema importante es la visión que se tiene de los sindicatos, que los sindicatos no son un espacio para los trabajadores precarios o indocumentados.
On both, and then, so in terms of what we're doing with agency workers, so the agency worker question has become really big. So in multiple sectors, even the healthcare sector in Quebec has also become quite big. So, and it hand in hand we kind of privatize parts of the healthcare system in Quebec. So outsourcing sort of personal care workers through these agencies, even inside the hospitals, personal assistants are also work through the agencies, through temp agencies, but mainly warehousing and logistics, which is growing, right? Amazon, e-commerce, all of the sort of dystopian warehouse stores. And so what we've done, because of the turnover, we've tried to develop two things. So one, we've tried to actually organize people in an association that is card-based. So it's membership-based, it has a constitution. We could take it to the Labor Relations Commission of Quebec to unionize. And we've been working with CSN actually on that approach, so that our members, they work for, let's say, X agency, Manpower, and they work at Dollarama, and then they get shipped to Purelator. It doesn't matter because their card will still say Manpower. Whether or not we can organize Manpower is a ridiculous question. We can't. It's too big. It'll take us forever. But we can have them. Their membership card is still valid. So the idea, the aim, is to be able to organize either by workplace or by agency, wherever we can. And in the intermediate term, it's been two things. So one, leadership development, in more radical circles, I guess they call it cadre building, but leadership development where we're trying to make people have the skills to become organizers, whether it be on campaigns, whether it be in their workplace, and to develop a sort of a leadership amongst agency workers that can meet and have their own associations. So that's what we have. So in terms, it's membership-based, but it focuses on sort of the broader campaigns, which is sort of to regulate agencies for better health and safety for agency workers inside the warehouses and around immigration-related issues. So that's our broad campaign. But then on the flip side, we're actually trying to use those things as ways to talk to agency workers to be able to organize them in workplaces. And in the moment that they still have an organization that they can call home until there is a union. So for us, it's a double-step sort of process that's painstakingly long, but it has been effective to a certain degree that we have committees in different workplaces at this moment. So I think that's really important. And in terms, I guess, quickly in terms of the unions that are and aren't, facing up to the challenge, it is really difficult. I mean, I think employers are really on the offensive. I think they are willing to go. There are no more there are some sweetheart deals maybe, but I think in a lot of the cases, especially in retail, in the service sector, the profit margins are actually quite low. There's a great article by a guy in the United States, Arun Gupta, who wrote about the Walmart proletariat. And he said, essentially, the margin of profit on a worker is like $2. It's the volume, right? Like these companies operate on volume, not on the amount of profit per worker. So if they were to unionize, it's actually a real conflict. It's not that of course they can absorb it because of the amount of profit, but so if you look in Quebec, Walmart destroyed UFCW, just destroyed them, and they spent so much money in that court case against the Walmart when it closed in 2006, I believe, and then Couche-Tard, which is Max, so the convenience store. So CSN had a huge campaign because Couche-Tard is actually a Quebecois multinational corporation now, and it's massive. And these are all young workers. And so CSN said, we're going to have a campaign, we're going to organize Couche-Tard. Couche-Tard response is, wherever you even sign one card, we will close the Couche-Tard. We don't care. We will set a signal, and that's what they did. Every time it was time to organize one of these stores, they just closed it. Right? So we gotta find ways. So unions have attempted, but employers have really tried to scare off unions, and then some unions have been. We tried to work with Teamsters. It hasn't been. Wait, is anyone a Teamster here? No, you're not gonna. I'm gonna get out of there. I'm gonna get out of here. Right?
I just want
we had a case where we were trying to organize Purelator's evening shift, their warehouse. It's mostly agency workers. The day shift is Teamsters. but they get threatened. If you try to expand the collective agreement, then you won't have a collective agreement next time. So it's really become difficult. I guess Unifor is also attempted in its own way with community chapters. So there are some examples, different examples. Maybe Evelyn has other examples.
Well, I wanted to speak about the legislation for farm workers in Ontario, but Chris knows more about.
No, you start, man. Go for it.
But I do want to say that throughout the years, what we've learned in Justicia is that when workers, migrant workers, have decided to form a union within their farm in other provinces of British Columbia, they've been blacklisted. And you know, it's been really hard for UCW, I can't speak for them, but to retain the workers that did want to certify a union to actually come back to the country. And also having a union poses all these sets of problems. You know, sometimes workers will tell us that we don't want a union because we want to continue, we want to work extra hours. And then when there is a collective agreement, oftentimes employers will give workers extra hours. And when you're here by yourself, without your family, a lot of workers, they just want to work as a way to subdue their loneliness and their isolation. They just want to work. And so a lot of workers are in provinces like Quebec and British Columbia. They told us that they're not so supportive of having a union for all those sorts of reasons. And also, what about the possibility and the need to develop a transnational union instead of just one that is nationally based? Because if it's just nationally based, these unions are not going to ever respond to why migrant workers are migrating to begin with, and not address the right not to migrate and stay in your community and develop, the local economy and be able to live where you want to live with dignity, but also have the right to move, like many of us do. With the papers that we have, with passports. What about the right to mobility as well? And so a lot of times the unions they could sort of solve some problems, but not all of the problems that that result in the uprooting of migrant workers to rural communities here in Ontario and all over Canada, where they need to feel constantly that they don't belong and where they have to be without their families, which is a clear violation also of fundamental human rights legislation and UN agreements that Canada has signed internationally. Like for instance, Canada signed to the Convention on the Rights of the Child, where children should be with their parents, but of course that is all denied within the program that it said that we depend on for the food that we all consume, because we're also, of course, implicitly responsible for the conditions of migrant workers and their families. So, Chris, can you say a few words about the long fights? Because that's another thing too. Like these legal challenges take up so many resources, and at the end, what do you do when the law continues to say no, right? And so we have to keep on working, and we can't depend on the law to tell us what we can and cannot do, but of course we're bound by what the law says. So then that's why I think a lot of our work has focused on stepping outside of the law to enforce workers' rights, fundamental rights.
All right, so I know we have only 20 minutes, so I expect to speak in 25. All right? So just very, very, very quickly. So I think what a lot of labor groups have been using is the legal strategies. And I think with all of us, we know we have very limited resources. We can either do a legal strategy or an organizing strategy. And when you're undertaking a legal strategy, which is going to cost $1 million, and that's what happened last time, the right to organize had gone to the Supreme Court of Canada. The decision basically was against UFCW. So in Ontario, it's still illegal to form a farm worker union. But just to also put that in context, across North America, can anybody guess how many people are actually in a farm worker union? 10%? Put your hands up. 50%? I'm going to guess it's like 1%. Right? So it is extremely low, and one is because of the power of agriculture. And they've got tons of lawyers who are very smart and very creative. In Quebec, for 1 second, Quebec, you can form a union, but it's got to be full year long. You have to be an employee for the entire year. You cannot be seasonal. In British Columbia, they've been very creative. So they've been trying to look at different temporary foreign worker organized groups. So whether you're a Guatemalan worker or under the SOC program, and trying to divide both groups. And they know eventually they're going to lose, but it's about holding up in court to prevent those workers from coming back. So I think the three things for us, and I think we talked about community mobilizing, right? How do we bring this on the streets and certain communities, number one. The political work, so it's not just simply saying about the right to organize, but I think it's also how to be creative. And just very, very briefly, I think many people in the early 90s, late 80s had talked about sectoral strategies. So that would be very similar to the trades, right? Where people aren't just have a union or collective agreement in one location, but across jurisdictions. And this is, I think, alluding what Evelyn is talking about. It's not just simply thinking about, in this case, in one country, but if people are working for a multinational, say in Mexico, such as Baramex or Driscoll's, and that they're protected by a collective agreement, whether they're in Mexico, United States, or Canada. And it's extremely, extremely quickly. Union solidarity takes many different forms. So in some cases, it has been, it's trying, it's difficult. And there's always the us versus them. And I think that's where it starts. And we had done work with Unifor CAW, with a group of fish workers a couple years ago. And it started from a place where, shit, these people are gonna come and fucking take our jobs. To like, okay, we've got to do some acts of solidarity. Because it was these workers who put themselves on the line to show support for the union and the fight for the union. So it's always a learning process of moving from paternalism and scared of migrant workers, number one. Number two, it's how we use language to play into history of the so-called foreigner who somehow doesn't know our health and safety laws, right? Or we use all different types of languages to say that they should be part of our unions. And this has always been the struggle that I guess we're seeing across North America, very much. Does that make sense?
No,
Like,
yes.
And I just want to note that you've got, we're going to do the podcast together, right? All four of us here. So you're going to be copying your own foul mouth